Hi, my name is Jonathan Pacheco, and I'm completing my coaching assignment in training and consulting. Now, to start with, I'm a general manager of a coffee bean and tea leaf in Newport Beach, and this assignment is actually corresponding to two different things that are going on within the store. One is my individual team member evaluations, and two is our TQE process, which measures consistency from store to store. Now, we just recently got our TQE, and in that TQE, we scored well below the company goal, which is an 85% or higher, which we have in past quarters not only met but far exceeded. And it was really troubling to me to try to understand why we had gotten such a low score. And this assignment was actually so beneficial because it helped me to reevaluate what was going on within my own store and understand where these inconsistencies were coming from. And when looking at the score and when looking at my team, I understood that a buy-in was missing. Now, over the last year, we've had a capital injection, and it brought with it new management, new leadership, and new directions for the company. And a lot of those changes have been hard for me to understand, which has created a lack of buy-in within me. I thought it would be beneficial to focus on my entire staff for this project, but being that it's an individual, I focused on Samantha Brewer, one of my shift supervisors, who's in line to become hopefully an AGM or GM within the near future. And what I understand that I needed to coach was in the spot, or I should say on the spot coaching moments. All of these changes that are going on within the company are affecting our routines, the ways in which we've done things for so long, the complacency that we've had, and the lack of motivation to do something different, to really change with the company. A lack of urgency is the best way to put it. And what we needed to do was create a system to coach all of these things out within the moment, though. Not wait till later, not wait till the next TQE, but when each of these instances were happening, curb those behaviors. And what I wanted to do was focus Sam, again, my entire management staff, to be able to address those things in the moment. So what I wanted to do with our team member evaluations this year was actually have Sam fill it out on her own, which is not the way that I usually do it in the years before. The years before, I would fill it out and then have a review with the team member, but it was more of a critique rather than a growing experience. And what I found by allowing Sam to fill it out on her own is that she was able to see things that she had opportunities to do, but also was doing very well based on the company's metric. And it created that buy-in within herself, ability to see what she needed to do rather than me telling her what she could do better, or what she was doing well. It created a connection between herself and the measurements within the company. And this was really important to me because I needed that first so that we could have those direct conversations between me and her in order to figure out a way to change the behaviors of my entire team. So what we did is we reviewed the TQE, Sam and myself. We went line by line in order to see every area that we were lacking within the last TQE, but we also looked at the last 4 TQEs to see if there were any inconsistencies or consistencies and inconsistencies within that TQE. And what we found is that there were 2 conflicts that were going on. Again, like I said, it was an internal lack of buy-in, but also an external lack of understanding these changes and understanding how they affected the team. So with Sam, what I did is I had a management staff, and we brought together my other 3 supervisors, George, Katie, and Anthony. And what we did is we broke the TQE up into 3 sections: the environment, the service, and the product. And what we did is we gave it to each of the supervisors in order to have, once again, that direct buy-in, with what they were doing, in addition to the direction that we needed to go. And I had Sam overview the entire process. So Sam was in charge of making sure that the whole thing was running. And what I would do is I would partner in with her in order to guide those conversations and guide those in-the-moment coaching. And the tools that I used were 3 things. It was the individual development plan, and what I wanted to do using that And having Sam fill it out on her own was create that buy-in. It's going to be my consistent message this entire time. The second thing, was to utilize the TQE form. And then again, in that TQE form, break it up into 3 parts and have each team member in charge of all of those things so that they could have the buy-in to how that affected their daily job, but also have it so that it was their entire platform so that they could be proud of its successes, but also responsible for any opportunities that were met during that time frame. My management staff is by far my most effective tool to utilize in this system. And without them and without their direct coaching, we would not change these behaviors that were happening in the SOAR. And what I found by this entire process is that it's necessary for me to create consistently these STAR goals, these situation, task, action, results. Without these goals, without understanding where we were going, we had no idea how to get there. Without acknowledging the problem, there could be no solution. And with my team, we found that buy-in was the thing that was missing. And with that buy-in, it was those on-the-spot coaching moments to have them understand how it affected their day-to-day job. And that was a really important lesson to me to first learn that it's necessary to give people the ability to express their concerns, express their frustrations. In the meeting, that was the opportunity for them to really be a part of this change. And it was beneficial because now, as we approach every day, each supervisor knows their role, knows how they can affect it, and knows that in each moment where there's an opportunity, they can address it, and in a way that's consistent with the company's metrics and TQE.